second.
And you're welcome to go.
I have this huge pile of clothing on my floor. And this basket and another basket outside that I have to put away. It's funny because this like trash bag is hanging up on the wall. I think it's just hanging by like complete pure like static electricity. But I have not vlogged all day and I'm very sorry about that. It's been one heck of a day. Give me a second and I'll tell you guys all about it. So today was a pretty good day, all things considered. In the morning, I feel like today has lasted a very, very long time. Drop off was pretty okay. Vlad was not trying to go to school today at all. Like I said, Mondays are great, and then every other day after Monday is terrible. Thankfully, though, tomorrow's Thursday, which is his Friday, and tomorrow's also picture day. So that should be exciting. That should be really fun to get to see the photos that he takes in a few weeks. Hopefully he comes out really cute. He came out really cute in his last year's photos, so I'm excited to see him in this year's. But I went to go pick him up after school, and we were going to come back home, and I was going to let the boys play on their tablets while I fixed up all this laundry up here. And that did not happen because we never made it inside of the house because they decided to go to the park. And unfortunately, the park nearest to us, well, not unfortunately, but the park nearest to us is under construction. And I knew this, and I've known this for weeks now, and I was telling the boys this, that if we went to this park, that I had no problem going to a park, but if we were going to go to a park, we either needed our stroller so we could walk to the second closest one to our house, or we needed to get back in the car. And they didn't listen, so we got there, and Vlad freaked out because there's a giant gate around the playground equipment, and he wanted to play, and he kept on asking me to open the door, and I told him that there was no door to open, so he just got really, really upset. Lots of fits, lots of him throwing himself on the ground. It's just very difficult. He's having a really difficult time as of recently. Oh, jeez. He's having a really difficult time as of recently. And, yeah, so he just laid on the floor and cried and tried making himself puke and cried and screamed, and the screaming was less than the crying. And then Niklaus wanted to chase after birds, which is one of his favorite pastimes, and I usually let him when it's just me and him at the park by ourselves, because I can just, chase after him. But of course, with his brother laying on the floor in one corner of the field and the other one wanting to chase the birds into the other, I couldn't. And, I just convinced Klausie to do other things that were closer to where I could keep an eye on his brother. So he was jumping off of giant rocks and looking at ants, collecting sticks. Eventually, we ended up making our way down to the volleyball court where he found a cute little Peppa Pig toy in the sand, and then his mood started to lighten. And then what had happened? It was just like he was teetering back and forth. Like he was in a good mood for a while, and then he went back into being his sour little mood. And then we started spinning, and he wanted to spin while he's was piggyback on my back, and I had Niklaus in my arms, and I told him to hang on, and I was only hanging on to one of his legs, but I think the outfit that I was wearing today was really slippery, because as soon as I started to spin, he fell off my back, and thankfully I still had one of my arms hooked around his leg, so when he fell, he fell, but he didn't fall as hard as he would have if it was just a straight fall from my back to the ground. But it still scared him, and then he cried, and then he was freaking out, and then the boys were fighting over the Peppa Pig toy, and it was just one of those kind of things, I just had it. I hadn't eaten breakfast. At this point in time, it was lunchtime, and they hadn't eaten lunch, and then they both started complaining about they wanted water, and they wanted to eat, and I was like, well, we gotta go back home for those things, and then they'd scream, and then I had to have Raymond come help me, and he helped me, but by then I was just so done. I was tired. Physically and emotionally tired, so I got to take a bath, and I fell asleep for 2 hours, I think, which was glorious. But I feel like I just need to sleep. I just need to catch up on my sleep. And it's funny because on the days that I can sleep, when the boys are spending the night somewhere else, I can't. I cannot sleep. It's 7:30 and I wake up. I'm great. I'm but on days when they're here, I'm trying to sleep until 9. You get me? It's just ridiculous. But and it's pretty much it. Me and Raymond started watching the show called Undone. That's pretty good on Amazon. And then we're also planning a kind of impromptu, well, no, it is very impromptu Disneyland trip in October, which is this month, in like a few weeks. Originally, we were going to go in December with my whole family, but that kind of fell through. And honestly, the trip in December was going to be more of an expensive trip. Hopefully, this one that we're coming up and doing is a cheaper trip. That's what we're hoping. But what else was I going to say? Yeah, so it should be exciting. The only sad thing about it, but I think it'll be a good thing in the long run, is that we're only going for one day. We have a park hopper for one day. So, because the trip in December, we wanted to spend one whole day in each park. But, you know, it is what it is, and this is cool. I'm excited, and like I said, it's better this way because, you know, obviously it's one whole day less than we would be there, and the tickets for us are substantially cheaper than what they were going to be in December, and, you know, it's all this stuff. But yeah, I'm just very tired, and I guess I gotta go to bed, but I just want to give you guys a little update on what happened today, a little recap, retelling. So you didn't miss anything. You literally didn't. You just missed a bunch of tantrums and fun stuff. Me and Niklaus had a good day today, though. While brother was at school, he watched a bunch of cute little, like, dino shows that he really likes, and we hung out, and I scared him. I'll actually put in a clip of that right here, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Here's a clip of Niklaus getting scared.